Man, this is unfair. Complete. Okay, that's fine. This could be very painful.
That's right. Promo upfront, money in the pick, the mullet, a full podcast.
Oh, happy joy. That's right. It's time for episode number 50 of the Promo Front podcast. That's right. We've hung half 100 on the industry. I'm one of your hosts, Bill Petrie. With me, as always, the Judge Advocate General of Justice, the Admiral of Advocacy, the Lieutenant of Lead, the one and only Dr. Kirby Hassman. Kirby, how the heck are you today?
Doing well, man. I'm feeling good anyway, but the idea that we've hung half 100, the 50 on the industry is pretty exciting to me. I think we've been doing content for quite some time, and anytime you hit some sort of milestone number like that, it is exciting and it's rewarding. And so it's really cool. How about you?
Yeah, it feels great. It's hard to believe how quickly 50 has come and gone, quite honestly. I'm sure you feel the same way. It gives me an immense amount of joy. But you know what else gives me a little bit of joy this time of year, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
I don't know if you're aware of this if you look at your calendar, but Independence Day is right around the corner, Kirby. And I mean nothing gets me feeling more American than Patriot promotional products from our good pals over at Hirsch Gift. They have so many fabulous products in the Patriot line, but I think there are three I love the most. And I'm going to ask for your help here if you would show them to me. They're red, white, and blue because America. Let's start off with that 30-ounce tumbler, that PT30. It's their best-selling tumbler. It's in red. It's a 30-ounce tumbler. It's huge, and it's so quality made. It's going to keep your drink hot, cold for, I don't know, half a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then in your white product, Kirby, is that 10-ounce tumbler, the PT10, piping hot. It's mini. What's cool about it? That's small enough to fit under a Keurig. That thing's selling like hotcakes, Kirby. And I don't know if you're aware of this, hotcakes sell pretty darn well. And both of those, if you look at it, have 13 stripes on the side and on the grip. And on the bottom, it has 50 stars, just like Old Glory. That's right. And Kirby's showing those stars right now. Yeah. So there you go. That's why they're called the Patriots. That's cool. And the last one is the blue product, the dual compartment lunchbox, the PT Duo 15. What a great size product and merchandise with a beautiful imprint area. Perfect for onboarding new people to your organization or maybe welcoming them back after a year of being marooned at home, right?
That's a cool size. I really like this size. Yeah.
It's a great one. Kirby, I know you love the products as much as I do, but the Patriot line, as you and I both know, it's more than just great products. 20% of the net proceeds go back to a really incredible organization called Homes for Our Troops. And I'm going to blow your mind. Are you ready to have your mind blown?
I'm so excited.
This past year, Hirsch was able to donate $100,000 to that organization.
Wow, that's a real number.
It's a real number. And since 2004, Homes for Our Troops has built over 295 specially adapted homes nationwide, with the goal being to build a home for every veteran who qualifies for one. And also, Homes for Our Troops provides pro bono financial planner for 3 years after they leave the military to assist in financial planning and household budgeting, in addition to home ownership education, warranty coverage to ensure that the veteran is set up for long-term success as a homeowner. I mean, you've got great products, you got incredible decoration, and that give back component. Is there a better combination of that in the industry?
This is really cool. And it's what I love about it is getting it in your hands. The thing that struck me when I was, unboxing them is how substantial they feel. Yeah. Like it really, and obviously we have been blessed to see a lot of great vacuum drinkware in our industry. Yeah. This immediately struck me as how nice this is. And I love the idea that it fits under a Keurig. It's
really cool. My hope is to show mine are on a FedEx truck. So that's why we blame the supply chain on this podcast all the time. It's the shippers. But I tell you what, like I said, great products, impeccable decoration, giving back. No better combo in the industry than that. Head over to hg-promo.com. You're not going to be sorry you did. Brittany Frise, Joshua Pospisil, Peter Hirsch, Paul Hirsch, great group of people there. Yeah. Love to help you out.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, Kirby, this is the Promo Front podcast, and we're not going to like do something goofy like celebrate our 50th episode because that's just not what we thought about doing. We're actually just going to plan on doing a normal podcast. But I want to talk about, Kirby, since I have the promo up front section. I want to do hit promo up pretty hard this week, and I don't think a lot of people know about it, is virtual lead. And if people who don't know what lead is, it's something that PPAI has put on, except for last year because of COVID, for the last 10 years. It's called Leadership or Legislative Education and Action Day. And it's where a group of us, usually about two from every state, so about 100 of us, head out to Washington, D.C. and spend 2 days on Capitol Hill speaking to our elected representatives about a variety of topics that really touch the promotional products industry. Last year, like I said, it was canceled because of COVID, and this year is virtual because you have to plan these things well in advance. And
Yeah.
so we're not quite there yet. And so I want to share with everybody the key issues because, again, the PPAI staff is down. You know, we know that they've had to downsize a little bit through the
Sure.
pandemic. And so I want to make sure we're getting this message out so people can get involved themselves. Usually this is done during promotional products work week. That's kind of a little bit in the backseat right now with COVID. So, and lead is generally the kind of jewel in that week's crown
Right.
of events. So the key issues are promotional products work. We all know the value of promotional merchandise.
And those, if
The-
anything, COVID has helped
no
kind of
question.
expand that reach for end users. Yeah.
Oh, no question. It's going to be, I have meetings tomorrow and Thursday. And it's going to be one of my great talking points about how, you know, I don't want to make it sound like promo rode in on a silver horse to the rescue, but promo rode in on a silver horse to the rescue and saved the world from certain destruction. And so I don't think it can be any more plain than that. Also going to talk about the global supply chain, how even though a lot of products are manufactured outside the United States, the value in the actual merchandise is in the decoration, and that is done here in the United States. And so you really shift what the actual merchandise means, what the product means.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the most important one this year is the independent contractors position in the PRO Act. Now, we've talked about the PRO Act before. Just to remind everybody, if it's passed, most businesses in the Promotional Products Association, in the promotional products industry, would not be able to hire independent contractors, which is going to result in significant job losses in the industry.
Yeah.
35%, I didn't realize this, 35% of our industry sales force are independent contractors. And
Yeah.
so
On purpose.
on purpose. Yeah. Passage of the PRO Act is going to have a devastating impact on tens of thousands of jobs and businesses in the promotional products industry. And it's not like the gig economy. And that's really what the PRO Act's designed to do is, kind of create different labor laws for the gig economy, which is slightly understandable. Independent contractors in our industry are not gig workers. They choose to work this way. They choose to have relationships with specific distributors this way, and they work independently. And so unlike the gig economy, where they have those similar labor laws where they focus, the relationship between distributors and independent contractors in our industry is reciprocal and is beneficial for everybody. So those are the three things we're going to hit on, Kirby. I just wanted to get your take on that. What do you think about the importance of doing lead, even in this environment where we can't be face-to-face? It is going to be done via Zoom. And if you have any plans, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but maybe get involved. And I have a little bit here if people would like to participate as well.
Yeah. So one of the things I would say is lead every year is one of those things that I just take a level of appreciation for, because especially, again, doing it virtually this year, of course, makes sense. But in the past, people take time out of their office. It's a commitment for folks to go over there. And what I like is that the issues that we're seeing, take the PRO Act out of it, but like you talked about the idea of what made in the USA means, that whole conversation was changed because of conversations that were had at lead. And so what I like about it is it's not just kind of, banging on trees or whatever. It's not to make noise to make noise. It is literally making a difference. People our legislators are hearing the message. And so I think it's really cool. And I really appreciate all the folks that spend the time to do it.
Yeah, it's something PPAI has done such a terrific job over the past decade of doing. Again, I would invite you to get involved. Write your local officials, or not your local, your elected officials, your representatives, your senators.
Yep.
They do listen, and you don't have to write a letter. It's all templated. It's ready to go. So if you head over to ppai.org/advocacy and scroll down to the section that says Legislative Action Watch, it'll give you all the information there. I'll tell you what, email me, bill@brandofapemarketing.com. I will steer you in the right place. It's
Yep.
important. We all are part of this. And when it impacts, you got to remember 97 to 98% of our industry is comprised of primarily small businesses.
Yeah.
And any of these changes, in fact, impact small businesses throughout our industry. And we have to be on Capitol Hill. We have to be there. And this year we're going to be there virtually. We have to be there, and we be there consistently to get these messages across. So anything you at home can do to help us out, we would really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we could probably link up in the whether it's YouTube or Facebook. We can put the links to where.
Yeah,
they
we'll
need
put
to
the
go,
links
right?
there.
Yep. Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely. All right. So I thought it was important to start off with. Last year there was no promotional products work week. This year I don't think there was one either. And it's like, gosh, I miss that stuff, and I really miss going to DC. This would have been, I think, my 7th year to go, and so I'm
Yeah.
kind of bummed.
Appreciate you doing it, man.
Absolutely. All right, Kirby, topic us up.
Okay, so I want to start talking to you about my latest pet peeve. Okay. Okay. So my latest pet peeve
Mm-hmm.
is pet peeves.
Okay.
I feel like every day on social media, if I'm not seeing, group telling me hashtag block this or hashtag ban this or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that's every other day. The other days, I'm seeing people go on social media to complain. And pet peeves are just an organized fashion for complaining. Like every single day, whether it's through the different Facebook groups I'm a part of, whatever, like literally I have been saying for 2 years now, the biggest disease in our culture is complaining. And I've decided that pet peeves are just a way for you to organize your complaining. It is just training your brain to bitch and moan about certain things, and like so that it's a Pavlovian response when you see any different thing. I am seeing more and more about that, where people are getting mad about stuff that I'm just like, good Lord, like please. It's one of the reasons I'm excited to see the world open up, is I think that when we have to function outside of our living room, we'll see things that are actually problems, and maybe we won't have so much time to just be pissed off all the live long day. So my new pet peeve is pet peeves and complaining. So I wanted your take on that.
I think what you're seeing in social media, and something I've been seeing at least for a while, a lot of people would say it's the natural evolution of social media. I would call it the de-evolution of social media. It's really starting to be a very negative place, generally speaking. Yes, there's positivity, and yes, there's really great groups for this, that, and the next thing, and it's a wonderful way to disseminate and absorb information. But there's a lot of complaining and bitching on there just to do it. And it falls under the category for me of, we all have pet peeves. I don't think that's what you're saying. I think what you're saying is, and I wholeheartedly agree with, have your pet peeve. We all don't need to know about it. You can go to the gym and work out without telling people on social media. You can also be pissed off at something seemingly trivial to others, but important to you. So not minimizing it, but you can complain about that to yourself, because again, what you put that stuff out there. What's your goal? And I've really backed off a lot of my social media activities other than, work stuff for the most part, because I started realizing, why am I doing this? I mean, some things are funny and I will put them out there, but sometimes I know I'll call myself out. There are times I put stuff out there because I'm bored, and then I just kind of want to watch it. How many likes did I get? How many comments did I get? And that's what we all do, whether we admit it or not. I'll call myself out. And so with that complaining thing, I think that's exactly what you're seeing. It's easy stuff. What's the old saying? Misery loves company. Yeah. I'm going to share how miserable I am and see how many other people can get on the misery train with me. And I like you, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Well, and I guess the thing is I think it sort of what Seth Godin would call the race to the bottom, right? Because like as you start looking for things to be pissed off about, your brain will find them, right? What I mean about the pet peeve piece is,
Yeah.
you know, the science behind sort of complaining is that you create a habit loop in your brain, and so
Right.
the more you do it, the easier it is for your brain to get there. And so by having pet peeves about I get it. We all have pet
Mhm.
peeves about certain things. It like literally, if you have more than five, just stop it. Like it's too
Well,
much. You are
yeah.
creating a habit loop in your brain that complains all the live long day.
Or if you want to have 10, go ahead. Just keep them to yourself and be miserable. It's all good. It's all good in the
Keep
hood.
your misery to yourself.
Yes, because
Okay.
it does drive me nuts. I mean, what's interesting, if you look at Facebook algorithms, let's use Facebook as an example. You know, what are you saying? You know, you are who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
My social media feed is what I click on, what I pay attention to, and it knows. And it's very interesting. Been very conscious, like I said, about the past month or so, the things I click on and the things I comment on. And now my feed is entirely barbecue, bourbon, burgers, and Mississippi State and Alabama. That's about it. I mean,
Yeah.
if I can go other places and find things, but in my organic feed, that's what I'm looking at. So maybe the thing is, why don't you scroll through your Facebook feed, folks, and see what's popping up? And if it's a bunch of negativity, you've answered your question. You're surrounding yourself with negativity.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. And please, the irony is not lost on me that I'm complaining about complaining. Just want to put that out there.
And the irony is not lost on us. We're complaining about social media and we're on it all the time. So,
Yeah.
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Kirby, next topic. Netflix. Are you familiar with the Netflix, Kirby?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's up and
Okay,
coming.
Netflix has opened up a merch shop. Are you aware of this?
I think I did see something about this.
Okay, so it's netflix.shop. And what they're doing first, they're trying to tie in merchandise with some of their produced content, their shows. The first limited release is tying in with the anime series Yasuke. I just like saying Yasuke. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm too
That
old
makes
for
sense.
that.
Yeah.
But they did it before with Stranger Things, and you know that show. But this time, and I love this, and this is where I really want to get your opinion on. This time, the shop is trying to focus on curated collections reminiscent of streetwear drops like Supreme.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll explain that in a minute for anybody who doesn't know what that is, using much hyped designers to add an extra flair and credibility to the product. So it's going to be more than just wearables. They're going to do some branded houseware products for the series Lupin, which is a collaboration with the Louvre Museum, which it plays a major role in the show. For those, just a little backstory, for those who don't know Supreme, it's a skateboarding brand. And back when my kids were huge into this, like 5-6 years ago, and they would drop merch at bizarre times, like 10-17 in the morning, and there'd be 150 t-shirts, and they were just your Gildan 3000s or whatever, but and with cool designs.
Yeah.
Just a screen printed t-shirts, and my kids will pay $50-$60 for these things, and we all know what the real cost there is. So what they do is, by creating scarcity at the moment of the drop, and then collaborating with artists, I think this is the future of merchandise, and I actually love it. I want your opinion, Kirby Hasseman.
Yeah, as you might expect, I love it too, and I think that it's the natural evolution of a Netflix brand, right? Because they are already in the creation business, and it's funny because it's sort of new school, but it's totally old school. It's Star Wars, man. It is George Lucas understanding that, yeah, I'll make a little bit on the movie, but I want all of the merch, right? And so this is, to me, the 2021 version of that, but now Netflix controlling not just one movie franchise, but controlling 20. And I think it's, and the folks who are advocates, the people who are totally in on the tribe of, can you imagine when Cobra Kai comes out? Like, dude, you and I are all in, right? Like,
for days.
For days. And so I think that it is the natural evolution. I think it makes a ton of sense.
Well, what it is, and you made a great analogy with Star Wars. No one knew Star Wars was going to hit as big, not even George Lucas. He thought that the merchandise would be good. What this is, and I think it's just a little bit of a twist, it's manipulation of the market via supply and demand, and you have all
Yeah.
sorts of data available to you now
That you didn't have.
because of the internet. Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
have
you
back then.
already
So
you already know you have the fan base, and all these things have
mhm.
improved so that you can do
Yep.
it even better.
Well, and we've seen a lot of people do this. McDonald's did it when they launched their chicken sandwich and they had a hoodie. They
Right.
probably only actually, it's genius marketing
Oh yeah.
because they create a bunch of hype around it. They give you a day and a time it's going to drop, but they only print 500 hoodies or whatever, a
Yeah.
limited number. So they're not going to have any dead inventory on the shelves. They
Yeah.
can print it up. It's not going to be on demand. They have it ready to go.
Yeah. I
And
actually
it's
like that.
really genius marketing. And I think more of our listeners, you should start looking at your clients and see where this type of merchandise usage could work. It's going to be a pretty specific type of client, clearly,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think that there are some really cool applications there that really should be explored a little bit, at least thought about.
Yeah. And again, it has to do, you talked about it has to be a unique client. That makes sense. And I think it has to do with people with passionate tribes
Mhm,
behind them, right? The people
mhm.
who, I mean, I have several clients who are amazing clients, but they have not built a rabid fan base that if we do a merch drop, anybody will give a damn. If
Right.
if it is a business like that, oh, I think you could have some fun with it.
But yeah, but if you're fortunate enough to work with a consumer brand,
Yeah, exactly.
that this is something you should look at, whether it's a big, well-known consumer brand or someone just trying to get in the marketplace.
Yeah,
So,
that's super.
all right, Kirby, you got one more topic for us before you give me
Yeah,
heebie-jeebies with the game?
I'm pretty excited about the game actually. So
Okay.
we can make this a quick one. So
Okay.
they're saying that quit rates are soaring during
Mm-hmm.
the end of this pandemic as the pandemic wanes. It says so.
Okay.
Predictions of a great resignation appear to be coming to pass, with shares of
Okay.
workers leaving jobs at 2.7% in April, the highest level in more than 20 years. So
Hmm.
the economists are saying that the churn sign is actually a good sign almost. It's both good and bad. It's one of those where
Mhm.
it's a sign of a healthy labor market because people are looking around going, wait a second, if I'm not happy here, I can go someplace else and do it. Number one,
Mhm.
do you see that as a long-term thing, or is this just a short-term sort of deal? And good or bad?
I see it as a short-term sort of deal, as you
Yeah.
put it. No, I do. I think it's short-term.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly. It doesn't surprise me though.
Yeah.
What did we talk about so many times when at the onset of the pandemic, and especially I'd say through the fall. So the first, let's call it 6 months, of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Crisis reveals character. We
Mm,
said that time and time again. I wrote about it time and time again. And what I've meant by that, and I think what I think you agree with me. You'll tell me if you don't. When there's something that happens like a pandemic, not only reveals, or any sort of crisis, it will reveal that person or that organization's character. And so where people maybe felt like, I do not like the company I work for anymore, but I can't go anywhere.
right.
Now you have this you have this glut of jobs out there available. It is definitely a buyer's market in terms of jobs out there. So this doesn't shock me. The percentages do a little bit, but the fact that this is a story doesn't shock me. But I think just like most things, it'll even out.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of companies are getting kind of a little taste of, maybe we need to look at the way we treat our people. Maybe
Yeah.
we ought to look at more robust employee recognition and engagement programs, which could be helped by our friends at J. Charles,
Yeah.
or maybe what it's those type of things. So no, I don't think it's a long term thing. And then what was the second part of it?
Good or bad? Do you think it's good or bad? And I think you sort of alluded to. You think
I
it may
think
be
it's an
good.
is. I think
Yeah.
it. You know what? I think it's good in general because I'm going to say good. It's not bad because people aren't losing their jobs. It's good because not only is it going to provide opportunities for the people leaving and going to a company they're choosing to, now it'll present more opportunities for people in those positions that are left open. And I think it always leads to innovation.
Yeah, and I would add that I think that even let's say that you were happy with where you were, right? Let's say,
I'm happy where I'm at.
yeah,
Oh, you meant just
but the
metaphorically.
idea of saying, I'm happy with my job, but right now I have looked around and gone, you know what? I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do that. Like life's too short. I want to do something I really want to do. That isn't necessarily an indictment on your employer, but
Not
it's just
no.
like, you know what? I want to sort of chase my passion. I think that's a piece of it too.
I think that's a bigger piece than I mentioned. You're right. I don't want it to think it's like just a mass resignation because companies suck.
Yeah, no, but
That's
I
not
think
my point. But
there's
I
a
think
piece
there's
of it.
component.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a great piece of advice I got once. And I think it bears mentioning here before we launch into the party in the back section. Great advice I got once. Every 3 to 5 years, whether you're happy or not in your job, you ought to look for another job. It
Mm.
helps you see what your market value is, what else is out there, and validate your decision to stay or go.
Mhm.
Sitting and just kind of waiting for something to happen, really a crappy long-term strategy for happiness and success and
Yeah,
joy.
that's a great point. I mean, again, it goes back to we talk about
Yep.
being intentional, and
Yes, sir.
that's an
I know.
exercise in being intentional.
Speaking of being intentional, you intend to have a little fun right now, Kirby. We're going to have the party in the back section of the podcast, which does make this the 50th edition of the mullet of all podcasts. Kirby, I yield the floor to you.
Okay, so I'm actually you and I know, like you always do such a great job on the game, and I don't know, I struggle with it
You do a
sometimes.
great job.
Yeah, but I'm excited about this one. So I have a game. It's either or. You always do the rapid fire. I like to do a little either or. That way, if you
Okay.
want to explain a little bit, you can. I am coming to the world's expert, okay, on
Okay.
this particular topic. So either or, best Van Halen songs.
Man, this is unfair. Complete. Okay. Okay. That's fine. This could be very painful. This could be
Yeah.
very painful. All right.
Okay. Ready? I got 10 of them. 10 of them. So we
Let's
can
go.
get through them pretty quick.
Let's do it.
Right now or finish what you started.
Oh, man, that's tough already. I'm going to go finish what you started as much as I love right now. Finish what you started because it was the only one of the few, like 2 or 3 country flavored songs Van Halen did. And I love the finger picking Eddie does on the guitar on that one.
All right. Cool. Cool. Little Dreamer or Best of Both Worlds.
Oh, best of both worlds. Little Dreamer is one of my bottom 3 Van Halen songs of all time.
Cool. See, I give you an easy one. That's good. So This Is Love or Dreams.
So This Is Love.
Yeah.
It's a really cool song. Starts out with a little bass line by Sir Michael Anthony, who hasn't been knighted yet.
Yeah, but any day now.
Any day.
Jamie's Crying or Dance the Night Away.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go Dance the Night Away. As much as I love Jamie's Crying, Dance the Night Away because it's the first time they got kind of poppy.
Mhm.
And one of the things people don't realize about the legacy of Van Halen, they were the first real heavy metal band at the time to put happiness and joy into their music. It wasn't all brooding and
Yeah.
mock deviltry and things like that. So
That's fair. That's fair. Panama or I'm the One.
Panama.
Love Panama. That's one of my favorites. Okay, cool.
It's a great summer driving song, by the way.
and workout song too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hot for Teacher or Everybody Wants Some.
Oh man, these are brutal. This is terrible. I mean, it's a great game, but this is really tough. I think I'm gonna go Hot for Teacher. There's that because it makes me think of that iconic video so much.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Hot for Teacher, Kirby.
I'm with you on that one. All right, ready? This one's easy for me, but I'm curious to see what you think. Jump or Unchained?
Unchained, not even close.
Okay.
Jump is a great catchy song. It signaled the shift where Eddie was starting to write more on synthesizers. I have an admission. The last 5 or 6 Van Halen concerts I've been to, they close with Jump. I leave before Jump.
Wow. See, I like Jump. Okay.
I don't. It's not to say I don't like Jump. It's just I don't need to hear it anymore.
Get it? Yeah, sure.
Good song.
All right, here we go. You Really Got Me or Ain't Talking About Love.
Ooh, I'm gonna go. You Really Got Me with the intro of Eruption, if I can.
Yeah, that I will say I do like You Really Got Me. Okay.
I'm gonna say You Really Got Me. They did a really great job of updating that classic Kinks song from 1964.
Eruption or Running with the Devil.
Eruption. Have to go Eruption. Got to give Eddie his due. I mean, that is something that you at least in the 80s, and you'd go into any Guitar Center and there's some kid either playing Stairway to Heaven or some kid trying to do Eruption, one or the other.
All right. Final one. More Than
Yep.
Words or I Can't Drive 55?
Okay, neither are Van Halen songs. More Than Words is an extreme song by Gary Sharon and his band, which is a lovely song. It's a very nice power ballad. And then I Can't Drive 55 is, of course, Sammy Hagar's great hit from 1983. So I'm sorry, you unfortunately killed the game. You killed it. I'm not answering that. So yeah. All right, but you know what you can't kill, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
A true American patriot. And that's what I'm talking about. Our friends over at Hirsch Gift. You know, Independence Day is right around the corner. Kirby's showing those red, white, and blue great Patriot products. The 30-ounce tumbler, which is their best-selling product. The 10-ounce tumbler that's small enough to fit under your Keurig. Both of those copper line vacuum sealed. And I love that those have 13 stripes on the side, on the grip, and 30 and 50 stars on the bottom, just like Old Glory. And then that blue dual compartment lunchbox, great for onboarding new people. But the best part of that whole Patriot line of products, and there's quite a few of them, we're only highlighting a couple. The best part is truly is the give back program. They donated last year $100,000 to a great organization, Homes for Our Troops, with that builds specially adapted homes for returning servicemen and women. And they want to do it for every veteran who qualifies for one. So we talk about the great products, the impeccable decoration, the giving back, such a great combo. Let's not forget what good human beings these people are.
Yeah.
Brittany Frise, you got Joshua Pospisil, Peter and Paul Hirsch, just good human beings and some of the nicest humans ever. And so we really invite you to head over to hg-promo.com. Get yourself reacquainted with that Patriot line. It's, Independence Day is right around the corner. Let's help your clients celebrate that in a star-spangled way, Kirby.
I love it. That's a great way to wrap it up.
All right. Well, Kirby, it looks like, according to my hat, it's time for a snow cone. So I'm popping out.
That's right.